인사이트입니다. 오늘 소개해드릴 영상은 영국의 세계적인 경제 시사 매체 이코노미스트가 진행한 특별 대담입니다. 인터뷰를 진행한 사람은 이코노미스트의 편집국장인 제니 밀턴 베도스이며 대담 상대는 테슬라와 스페이스X의 CEO 일론 머스크입니다. 이번 인터뷰 주제는 단순히 AI 기술이 아닙니다. 인간은 앞으로 AI를 통제할 수 있을까? 그리고 AI 위험을 누가 어떻게 관리해야 하는가? 이 두 가지 질문을 중심으로 약 1시간 넘게 깊이 있는 대화를 나눴습니다. 그 중에 약 12분간 내용만 발췌하여 소개해드리겠습니다. 인터뷰 제목부터 상당히 충격적입니다. 10년 후에는 인간이 AI를 더 이상 통제하지 못할 것이다. 이 제목처럼 일론 머스크는 AI가 앞으로 인간의 지능을 뛰어넘는 것은 거의 피할 수 없는 미래라고 이야기합니다. 그렇다면 가장 중요한 질문은 이것입니다. AI를 누가 통제할 것인가? 많은 사람들은 정부가 규제를 만들어야 한다고 생각합니다. 그런데 일론 머스크는 조금 다른 해법을 제시합니다. 정부만으로는 AI를 제대로 관리하기 어렵다는 것입니다. 최첨단 AI를 직접 개발하지 않은 정부가 AI 모델의 위험성을 정확하게 판단하기는 쉽지 않다는 것입니다. 그래서 일론 머스크는 오히려 AI 기업들끼리 서로를 감시하고 검증하는 체계를 만들자고 제안합니다. 오픈 AI, xAI, 엔트로피, 구글 딥마인드와 같은 최전선의 AI 기업들이 정기적으로 만나 안전 문제를 논의하고 새로운 AI 모델을 공개하기 전에 경쟁사들이 먼저 검토할 수 있는 시간을 주자는 것입니다. 처음 들으면 조금 의외의 이야기처럼 들립니다. 경쟁사끼리 어떻게 서로를 믿고 협력할 수 있을까요? 인터뷰어도 바로 그 질문을 던집니다. 여러분은 서로 SNS에서 공개적으로 비판하고 서로를 신뢰하지도 않는데 정말 그런 협력이 가능하냐는 것이죠. 그런데 일론 머스크의 답변이 상당히 흥미롭습니다. 오히려 경쟁자이기 때문에 더 객관적으로 위험을 찾아낼 수 있고 상대 회사의 AI 모델에 문제가 있다면 누구보다도 먼저 지적할 동기부여가 있다는 것입니다. 또 이번 인터뷰에서 일론 머스크가 오픈AI가 처음 추구했던 비영리 오픈소스 철학에서 지금은 거대한 영리기업으로 바뀐 과정에 대해 자신의 생각을 솔직하게 밝히고 엔트로픽 창업진과 샘 올트먼에 대한 견해도 가감없이 이야기합니다. AI 산업의 최전선에서 경쟁하고 있는 인물들이 실제로 어떤 고민을 하고 있는지, 그리고 앞으로 AI 시대에 어떤 안전장치가 필요하다고 생각하는지를 직접 들을 수 있는 상당히 의미 있는 인터뷰였습니다. 지금부터 일론 머스크와 이코노미스트 편집국장의 전체 대담 중에 약 12분간의 대담을 직접 보시겠습니다. 인터뷰 영상을 꼭 끝까지 보셔서 일론 머스크의 인사이트를 가져가시길 바랍니다.
I think AI may exceed the sum of human intelligence in around 5 years.
In 5 years?
Roughly 5 years is my guess. So there really won't be anything that AI can't do better than humans, apart from being human, perhaps.
At a more prosaic level, what will life be like?
The most likely outcome is an age of amazing abundance, where anyone can have anything they can think of. This may sound preposterous, but well, here we are in 2026. Let's see where we stand in 2036. Now, of course, there are things that could derail this, like a massive global thermonuclear war or something like that. But assuming that there's not World War III, I think we're headed for an age of amazing abundance. So this is, I guess, a message of optimism and excitement about the future.
You're sure that humans will no longer be in control in 10 years' time?
I think it is unlikely, in the same way that if you had a vastly more, if the difference in intelligence between AI and humans is vastly greater than the difference in intelligence between AI and chimpanzees, it's hard to imagine that the chimpanzees would be in charge.
I'm really
and
struck
we are
by this.
Essentially an evolved form of chimpanzee. So it wasn't that long ago that we were swinging through the trees, eating bananas in the jungle. And we still eat bananas.
You said there was a 10 to 20% chance of killer robots wiping out humanity.
Yes.
So you sounded worried then. Now you seem very relaxed about it. Have you changed your view?
I still think there's risk associated with AI and robots. It's not zero. I guess I've come to my sort of philosophical conclusion is to look on the bright side. I can't see any way to really stop this incredible momentum of AI and robots. And And at times I sort of think, well, perhaps, even if there was a stop button, we probably shouldn't press it because the most likely outcome is incredible abundance for all.
That's what I thought, actually. It struck me that now you seem to have decided it's inevitable. Let's hope for the best and go for the ride.
Yeah, I mean, yes, pretty much. Let's enjoy the ride. Is I think my philosophy at this point. Because I mean, honestly, there seems to be just an inexorable progress here in AI and in robots. That
But
even if I wanted to stop it, I couldn't.
do you think there's still a 10 to 20% chance that killer robots mean the end of humanity? That's a high P-doom, as they say.
Well, in the long run, we're all dead, of course. So I mean, according to the standard model of physics, the end of the universe is a long, boring, sort of thin, gray soup of gradual cooling. It's sort of the heat death of the universe is called. So now, if the heat death of the universe is in fact the outcome for our reality, then it really is all about the journey. Because the destination is terrible.
Yeah, but 10 years is not very... I get that, but that could be a long way ahead.
Very long way.
And you're basically saying,
very long way.
If it's 10 to 20% in 10 years, would you go into one of your rockets if you thought there was a 10 to 20% chance of it blowing up and killing you?
Yes, but let's say you can't do anything about it.
Okay.
I guess the only thing we can try to do is minimize the probability of the bad outcome. But trying to stop the intelligence in robots, for the longest time, I declined to participate in AI, or created OpenAI as essentially a counterweight to Google, because at the time they had more or less a monopoly on AI. In creating OpenAI and then having Anthropic spin out of that, and now currently Anthropic's the leader in AI. These actions have actually resulted in knock-on effects that accelerated AI, which wasn't really my intention. So it just seems like all roads lead to acceleration of AI. So then I'm like, okay, well, you can just sort of be sad about it or join the club, I suppose.
Well, you've certainly joined the club.
Yeah.
You've definitely joined the club.
If you can't beat them, join them,
A number of the other leaders of model makers have been pushing for different ways to try and minimize the risks. Just last week, Demis Hassabis came out with a proposal for a private public regulator. Do you think you guys should be working more actively to get something in place to control the risks, or do you think that's impossible too?
Yeah, my recommendation to Demis, because I talked to him for a few hours before he published his piece, was that the most immediate thing that we could do is to have the leading AI companies at least just meet. We'll have some sort of call once every few weeks and just discuss any safety and security issues.
But why haven't you done that yet? You don't all like each other very much.
Yeah,
but you're not all. You're also all competing, right? You all want to be first.
Yes, but that's where I think the competitors can keep each other honest. So meaning like if I think it's quite difficult for someone in the government who doesn't have a deep technical understanding and isn't driving the frontier of AI to know whether something should be released or not. However, the competitors, I think, can if given sort of a week or two to review a new model, can highlight issues and have an incentive to keep all the competitors have an incentive to keep the others honest.
So you'd have a system where the model makers would check each other's work. If there was something that worried them, you'd tell the government.
Yeah.
The government would then think. Okay.
If there's something that was worrisome and that company was not doing anything to address that risk, then that would be the moment for government to step in. and take action, which is literally what occurred
How
with
soon does all
us.
this have to happen?
Well, I think it'd be good to do that. I think immediately, really.
Yeah, that's what people keep telling me. We have to get this some kind of system in the next 6 months because of the pace at which the models are improving.
Yeah, 6 months is a long time.
So you think shorter
mean-
than that?
Well, I mean, there's so many AI breakthrough announcements, sometimes multiple per day. I mean, how many were there last week?
A lot.
I lost track. You know.
Yeah, a lot.
Um,
So you basically, whether it's Demis's proposal or others, you need to get together and get this set up kind of now, it sounds like you're telling me.
Yeah, I would recommend that we at least have some sort of informal, weekly or biweekly call, and that, like I said, just that there's maybe a week or 2 weeks of early access by competitors, and this is why I think the incentives work, is because if competing companies, I think, are likely to understand if something is a security risk, and they're not going to be shy about highlighting that their competitors' models should be delayed in release.
You guys don't much like each other and you don't much trust each other. You're insulting each other on social media constantly. So do you think you can do that with people that you dislike, that where there seems to be such kind of personal vitriol between some of these leaders?
Yes. Well, I'm not a fan of Sam Altman, because if you started a nonprofit that was meant to be an open source AI company and owned by the world, and it somehow got turned into an $800 billion for-profit company with closed source, I think you'd be like, well, wait a second, that's the exact opposite of what I donated the money for. That's my issue. I think it's a legitimate one. And then Dario, I think, also is not a fan of Sam Altman, because he felt, in fact, the reason the Anthropic team left OpenAI is because they didn't trust Sam Altman. Otherwise, Anthropic wouldn't exist. They would still be at OpenAI. I think Dario is a very principled person. He cares about things a lot. Cares about the future of the world. And I think everyone I've met at Anthropic so far has been, I'm like, no one set off my evil detector. They always seem like they're well-intentioned. And the road to hell is, I think, mostly paved with bad intentions. There are a few well-intentioned paving stones in there, so we don't want to be complacent. But at the end of the day, if we have to talk, we'll talk. I mean, set aside our personal differences for the good of the world, type of thing.